Ang video na to ay handog ni cdkoffers.com. Marami kang mahahanap na iba't ibang uri ng software dito. May games, apps, activation codes for Windows 10. Check out our video on CDK Offers in the video description. Mabilis, mura, and syempre legit dito. Madali lang mag-order, search for the software you need, add to cart, check out, daan ka sa payment options nila, wala pa isang minuto, finished. May legit working CDK ka na sa software na pinili mo. Gamitin ang aming promo code para makakuha pa ng extra 20% discount sa purchase mo. Kung naghahanap ka ng mura, legit, and original software, check out cdkoffers.com.
Hi, what's up, internet? This is episode 17. This is episode 17 of Pwede Magtanong. We are a full house today. Good evening and welcome to MECQ. In MECQ, we have more time. So it's Anton. So again, I'm your host, Rafael. But because Anton is also right now in the house, kasi he held up here in ECQ, we're just gonna share a window. And we know Rocky the programmer, Marvin, and RJ, our original caster, is going to be borrowing my name on the stream. So shout out to Liam Magnaye, Miko Pogi, Rensu, Gentleman Parrot, Rensu again, and Liam Magnaye again. So there are two Antons. Well, either or, it's fine with me. So how's the audio, guys? Aux lang. I'm checking my audio. Okay. Let's do one last sound check, Marvin. Do a sound check. Talk.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
Okay, Rocky the programmer, you next.
Hi, hello.
Okay, RJ, ikaw.
Hello, testing 1, 2, 3.
Okay, I'm gonna increase the volume. Okay, dokes. I think we're good to go. So if you guys watched yesterday, I actually streamed StarCraft and Call of Duty. So I'm gonna be streaming now at least 3 times a month, and I'm gonna pick a permanent schedule and I'll follow it. Unlike some other people who don't follow, like myself before. But ngayon, promise, follow ko yan. Alrighty, Anton, any announcements before we move forward?
Wala naman. We'll do the announcements at the end, but
So
nothing
wala?
pressing. Yeah, at the moment.
Alright, what do you call it? Sabi ni Rensu, all goods. Sabi ni Miko, all goods. And shout out to Chef Go. Parang chef.
Kev.
Kev.
Go.
Kev Go. Okay.
Siya yung may yung may keyboard.
I remember the keyboard.
Okay, doke. So let's get our first question out. What's right? Yeah, okay. Our first
It's a
question
long
is
one.
from Mark Christian Agsunod. Hello, Hardware Sugar. I need help po. Very good. What do you call it? Si Mark Christian was nice enough to compile all the important stuff into one neat message. So his motherboard is an MSI B450 Mortar Titanium with a Ryzen 5 3400G processor, a single RAM stick of HyperX Fury 16 gigabytes at 266 megahertz with a combo RAM of Crucial Ballistics 2x8 3200. So he has 3 RAM sticks, not 4. PSU Corsair CV650. I just bought a new set of RAM. I knew it's a RAM. However, whenever I use both modules on my rig on slot 2/4, I get the blue screen of death with stop code memory management. But when I use each module one at a time on either slot 2/4, they both work just fine. The only time I get the blue screen is when I plug them both at the same time. I had my old RAM and tried installing it back into slot 2/4. It also works fine. I just want to know if this RAM slot issue or is it a faulty RAM. So I tried updating BIOS, reset CMOS, reinstall OS, but to no avail. So am I reading this right? That you tried to use 3 RAM sticks instead of 2 or 4?
Those are slots yata.
Yung the positions. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2 and 4. But he tried to put in 3 RAM sticks?
On slot 3 and slot 4, which is not a recommended configuration, I think.
No, slot 2 and 4 daw eh.
I mean, when he reseated the RAM, he said he tried it at 1-3, at slot 1 and 3, slot 2 and 4, slot 1 and 2, and slot 3 and 4. Pinagtabi niya yung RAM. He tried all the permutations of places.
Oh, you're right. Reseated RAMs on 1324 and 1234.
But and he's saying that his old RAM works fine.
Yeah, by
So-
itself.
Oh, it's a single stick. Yeah, so if it were a slot issue, then the old RAM should also not work, diba? Parang it's like a new RAM issue.
Yeah, and I took a look at his RAM. Unfortunately, hindi niya binigay exact model. While there is one crucial ballistics na 3200 na 16 gigabyte na nasa QVL. So maybe it's that one. Pero parang may weird note yung manual ng MSI Mortar Titanium na because of processor configuration, maximum voltage should be less than 1.35 volts. Pero this RAM runs on 1.35 volts if you do it at 3200 megahertz. So I don't know why it's on the QVL, but may warning na hindi dapat umabot na 1.35 volts.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say two things. One was it could be a voltage issue, as simple as that. I have had some experiences before where it's supposed to work, or it worked in one system or in motherboard, and then it didn't work in my newer motherboard, but it's the same sticks of RAM, and I tried all the slots just like this customer, and what really helped was just upping the voltage just in increments up to the point where the BSODs stopped. But with that, it could also be maybe some firmware issues, or let's say XMPs profiles. So maybe I'm not sure. I don't see here if he tested XMP on and off, or if it was ever on. I mean, maybe it can just be as simple
He
as
did,
that.
dude. Parang ano yan, reset
where?
CMOS. Nag-reset
Ano,
CMOS
ano?
siya. Mm-mm.
So it's off. So maybe
Yeah,
just turning it on. I'm not sure.
Yeah, there's another question that will also be answered by turning on the XMP, but I don't. Yeah, baka nga, that could be the, I think.
So definitely the RAM, the new RAM, and trying to get it to play nice with the existing board.
I mean, sorry, go ahead.
I don't know, sorry, actually I was just thinking out loud. They're from different brands pa eh, no? The old was HyperX and the new is Crucial. So baka nga iba yung settings na kailangan ni Crucial.
I encountered this code way back in my old system, and I seem to remember that
So
when it says memory management, it doesn't just refer to the RAM itself. It could refer to yung memory on the video card. Pero here kasi, he doesn't have a video card. Parang on board lang yung video card niya. But yung ano dun is, the recommendation is still to just try to reinstall the drivers. Pero here, he's already done that. He's updated drivers, he's reinstalled OS, so everything would have been covered by that.
I think Rocky the Programmer, you suggested mem test for this one.
Yeah. Ano, pero tinry niya na daw eh. May, di ba may parang diagnostic tool na rin siyang ginawa.
Yeah.
I also, yeah, at the end, right.
Yeah, pero kung yung old nag-work, di ibig sabihin yun eh.
Yung bagong, it's the new
Yung
one.
bago.
It could not be. Baka hindi lang compatible.
Yeah.
Or as RJ said, you try to fiddle with the settings kung up the voltage or the timings para para to play nice with the new board. Although it's interesting sa'yo, RJ, it was to up the voltage. Usually, diba, it's medyo to undervolt.
Hindi, sa pagka-RAM, mas maano eh. Mas
You should
stable.
to push more volts into the RAM.
Ooh.
Gentleman Parrot thinks
very
that
immediate.
it might be a board compatibility issue. What's the chances on that?
Yeah, very high.
That's what happens when you switch RAM. No?
Hence the reason why you also need to tweak the voltage if needed.
Yeah.
I mean, we used to have well, I don't know. I don't recall if we ever had the mortar titanium. But
Parang
We
we've
never had
had the mortar. I don't know if we've had the titanium.
yeah, we had the mortar. But this particular configuration of RAM and mobo, we never actually had in the shop. So I also can't say kung like we got it to work or not. We've never had this particular combo in the shop. So baka yeah. So all of the things that everybody else has mentioned. Did this guy get back to us, Rocky the programmer? Wala, no? Parang walang feedback
Wala
on
pa.
resolution.
Hindi pa.
Yes, we'll find out when he comes back. Sana maayos niya.
Pero from the looks of it, ano siya eh, parang yung hindi naman siya complete noob kasi na-reset niya yung SIMO,
Yeah.
nagawa niya yung mga receipt ng ano. So parang may idea na siya.
Mm.
Siguro humihingi na lang din siya ng parang next na step.
And
Kasi
if
all-
someone as detailed as this would know to check the QVL naman, diba? So it's
Yeah.
it's one of those approved.
Yeah, and it's done all the usual things. Update BIOS, reset CMOS, reinstall OS. Then you tried RAM roulette na iba-ibang slots configuration.
I like the term.
Data drivers.
RAM roulette.
RAM
No,
roulette.
yeah. Actually, there's a thing with RAM. It seems so simple. You just plug it in. But then, ang daming pwedeng underneath the hood na daming na pwede magka-problema.
Yeah, and it's counterintuitive, diba? You think that you should always use the first RAM slot, but like this model, you're supposed to use the second RAM slot and the fourth slot. Yung dati kong motherboard, you're supposed to use 1 and 2 or 3 and 4. You can't use 1, 3, and
Yeah, that's what I also understood about RAM.
iba eh.
Yeah, you need to check which
We have a question from Kenneth Parangalan. Mga sir, ask ko lang, nakita ko yung video niyo about the TUF B560M 10400.
Oh, yeah.
Pero
That's the
ang
Asus.
plan ko po sana kasi is 11400 kukunin ko. Pwede din ba ako mag PCIe Generation 3 na M.2 kahit naka 11th gen na ako?
Yeah, I think so.
M.2.
Generation
like
3 na M.2.
I think the slot will allow it, yeah.
Yeah, technically backwards compatible siya. Pero yun, I'm saying technically kasi iba-iba yung ano ng mga manufacturers eh. Pero yeah, kung mababa tas like Gen 4, okay lang.
I think parang di naman issue yan. I think it should work, no problem. And be sure to stick it into the M.2 slot na directly connected to the CPU. Kasi if you're there are 2 M.2 slots. If you're only going to use one, you want to use that one that has kumbaga mas may highway siya to the CPU so mas mabilis yung data transfer.
But it will still work regardless of where you put it. Besides, it's more optimal in that other spot.
Yes. And I think, if I remember the board right, the other slot might be in the back or something. I can't really... Actually, it's in the shop. So, if you want, you can take a look at the actual board. But, baka nasa likod yung second slot medyo out of the way. So, but yeah, it should work in either slot. But if you're just using one, you want the one that's directly connected to the CPU. Yun nga, para sa larger bandwidth.
Jet Pakapak is asking, what would be the hardware sugar build purely for StarCraft 2, given that it's an old game that doesn't really need the newest GPU? What do actually need to run it when there are 1 million lings on screen? I don't know. I think 3200G without a graphics card altogether. Ryzen 5 3200G.
I would say so.
For StarCraft 2? Oh.
With 1 million Zerglings on screen?
Yeah.
Literal na 1 million.
Oo. No, kasi baka ano yan?
Kaya ng PC ko yun.
Hindi, I think what he's trying to say here, kasi there's a map kasi in StarCraft 2 where you can simulate fights. Na like, I want 2 million Zerglings to fight like 2 Ultralisks, and then they're like they just go. So yeah, I understand where he's coming from. He wants to play ganun. I think an onboard graphics card like a Ryzen 5 3200G. Tama ba? Did I get it right? Ryzen 5 300G.
Ewan ko kasi kung 1 million na Zerglings yun.
Really thinking about that.
May AI pa rin sila eh.
Ah,
Or ewan ko. So, baka maging CPU bound din yung like yung
True.
specific instance na yun, CPU bound siya. So, para save yun, 5950X. Tapos, 3090. Like just go.
3090.
1 million. Ewan ko
Right.
kung 1 million.
Maybe
Hindi ko alam kung na-appreciate.
maybe he just wants ano yan, just to play the 1 million links that were at first go, and then regular StarCraft 2 afterwards for the rest of its life.
Yeah, tsaka hindi ko rin alam kung na-appreciate niya kung ilan yung 1 million.
1 million zerglings.
Like 100 zerglings.
That's right. That's true.
Nakaka-panic
Too
na yun
many.
eh.
And StarCraft's always been a CPU intensive game naman. So I think that's where you should start first.
Kahit kaya i-render ng GPU yung like yung textures ng 1 million na zerglings. Kasi kaya eh. Pero like yung logic no like yung keeping tabs kung nasan siya dun sa geography ng map, CPU pa rin yung mag-handle. So, those 1 million. Hindi ko naman ako nasa-stress dun sa
Just at the mere
sa
thought.
1 million. Sa idea ng 1 million eh.
Wala,
Pero,
eager just si Rocky the programmer. Don't exaggerate with
Shout out to ITX Addict.
Shout out.
And Anton, you have a question from Patrick Cipriano. Hi, Sir Anton. Have you ever gotten into custom keyboard?
No. You should ask RJ for about that one.
Oh, yeah, custom keyboard.
I've been like people like RJ has been telling me and other customers, but I'm resisting temptation kasi talagang rabbit hole yan. Once you fall down, wala na. Talagang tuloy-tuloy lang.
Si Patrick kasi has a good question for a video idea. Can you do a comparison to esports gaming keyboards? Actually, there's a list online I know of na it keeps track of the mice and the keyboards of top esports players and their sensitivity and the key switches that they use. That'd be kind of cool. But parang we would need to have a lot of keyboards. Or I don't know.
Right.
Oh.
I think it's really preference. I mean, anybody can go far with any kind of keyboard.
I don't know, man.
But
Like
yeah,
you know,
it's a wrap.
in high school and college days, you know, when you're playing at home Counter Strike, you're the best. Then after when you go to the computer shop, tayo yung keyboard eh. Tayo yung keyboard na yan eh.
I was never a fan of yung A4 Tech. No. There's this. It's actually not the brand. It's more of the type of keyboard where
yeah.
Keys are
standing up.
Yeah.
It's diagonal.
Yeah. Oo.
Ergonomic yun. Parang
I'm not sure. It didn't feel ergonomic. So in the end, you're kind of twisting your hand just to.
We have an uncle who uses those kinds of keyboards. It's kind of weird actually, and then actually it's hard to press. Like sometimes before blue switches were in, grabe, Logitech made those keyboards really difficult to press. Pack, and it wasn't satisfying.
Shoot.
All right, what else we got here? Dami nagme-message. Okay, all right. Blue clicky, yeah, definitely. Before we move on, I did a video on the ROG Falcon keyboard and the ROG Claymore 2. And surprisingly, I'm an anti-red switch guy. Cherry, red or whatever. Usually tactile ako, pero actually, okay pala. Okay pala yung optical na yan. Optical na red. I wouldn't say cherry kasi hindi na cherry switches yung Claymore 2. RJ, has any of you guys tried out an optical keyboard before?
Yeah.
Sorry. First time ko eh.
My Razer, I think, forgot the model. It was an optical red. But I think that's Kale switches yung gamit ng Razer. Or rebranded Kales to Razer switches. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty fast. I mean, it's light. That's what it's meant to be. Go straight. It bottoms out instantly. So.
See, Rocky the Programmer is going to be doing a video on a keyboard. Rocky the Programmer, what's your opinion on optical versus mechanical?
Optical versus mechanical? Or parang halos pareho lang din sila. Pero kasi yung experience ko sa mechanical, Gusto ko yung smooth. Ayoko nung clicky.
Ano yung
Yeah,
smooth
so,
brown?
For gaming
so yeah,
or in
pwedeng browns,
general?
pwedeng creams, pwedeng yung yellows.
Damn, I
Yun.
don't even know what those. I know the
Ayoko
brown
yung
one.
may click, yung may ganun. Like, it's
yung
so
sobrang
annoying.
tunog, like this, like this.
Yeah, ayoko.
Okay.
Ayun
Gusto
sinasabi.
ko yung imbes na click, dapat talk yung sound niya.
Oh, that's good.
Oh,
That's
sabi
good.
ni Patrick, baka tawag dyan linear switch.
Yeah, linears, yeah. Pwede linears. Hindi, kasi may tactile din naman na wala nung click na yung sobrang sharp na tulad ng blues. Yeah, and eto lang yung like segue ko talaga dun sa sasabihin ko na hindi ko get kung bakit may gusto ng blues.
Ako yun eh! Ako yun! Kami ni
I really
Anton!
don't get it.
Kami ni
I like the
Anton!
brown.
Si ano yun? Si RJ din.
I really don't get kung bakit blues. Like,
No, sige bro, what's yours?
Preference. I can. Sorry, what?
Nah, si Anton was about to defend himself as to why he likes the
Go,
clicky.
go, go.
No, I like them loud. I like the yung parang
Hindi, like, feeling ko, yan nga kaya gusto ko kaya gusto ko kayong like build ng custom keyboards na kaya Holy Pandas ganun. Like just so you can experience yung smoothness ng pero ako.
Ako naman, parang if when you're typing with the blue switches, parang you're in the movie. You know how in movies are like programmers and you hear that. Yeah, I'm the hacker. Yeah, that's how I feel it. Even though I'm not doing anything important, I feel like I'm a hacker kasi sobrang lakas ng tunog ng keyboard ko.
There are a lot of variations now. It's not just MX
yeah,
Blues.
for sure,
So
for sure.
Yeah.
there are a lot of clicky switches.
Tapos meron na rin yung tatanggalin mo yung bottom nung got browns. Tapos lalagay mo yung creams dun sa like yung top niya. Like ganong level ng modding. So,
Frankenstein switches.
Kaya yun.
This is why I don't want to start, man. If that's so grand,
Hindi, Travis. Hindi ka naman
may lubing pa yan. May mga ano pa yan.
Yes.
So I'm gonna
Takes a
do it
few
for
hours.
you. You're just going to get the keyboard and like
Set
I
up
just
na
wanted
siya.
to denounce yung blues.
I remember dropping by one time and showing Anton 2 keyboards.
Yeah, in the shop. Yeah.
And he was like, not yet.
Anton, si RJ is using a Mira Herman Miller chair. Is that the Mira?
I think this one he told me about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing customer service. And
I remember the story.
So, guys, I actually we just released a new video which is doing very well. It's a budget chair video, which is my chair which I've had for 8 years, and
it's this one, right?
Yeah. See, Anton is using it right now. I placed it in the other bedroom, and I switched to an Aeron, but that budget chair, talagang it's still very good. In fact, nakakamiss. Wala akong headrest ngayon. But I'd be interested to, like, for instance, review the Mira chair from RJ in the future. We can trade. You can borrow my Aeron. But check out the budget video. The budget chair review. For 7,800 pesos. It's a great deal. That chair is 8 years old. Anyway, moving on. Okay. Next question is from Ace. Question: can you use a different brand of RAM with the same DDR and different gigabytes? Marv, would you like to be the one to answer this one?
You can try it. There's too many permutations. I mean, I've tried both same brand, different GB. And then in a laptop, I've tried different brands, different GB. The blue screens naman weren't so frequent na pwede ko i-blame. But then again, dun sa laptop kasi I wasn't really pushing the system. So, I couldn't say na, yeah, you can use it. Pero kung hindi naman mission critical, like if you're not rendering something that pag nag-crash, you'd have to render 10 hours again. Okay na rin yan pang tawid.
If I may add to that, I would say yes, you can. But again, you do have to do some trial and error, because even if there are, let's say, brands that are different, even if they have the same speeds, and let's say they're both DDR4, the actual memory modules may be different brands. So let's say you have a HyperX and you have a Kingston, but then yung pala Hynix yung isa, and then Samsung yung isang memory modules. So there might be some incompatibilities there. So yeah, as Marvin mentioned, if you really need to, so let's say biglang bumigay yung isang RAM stick, and then sarado na lahat ng shop, or it's not easy for you to get one, tapos you have another stick lying around, definitely you can try it. And worst case scenario is, if they're not the same speeds, your system will clock down to the lowest speed. So kunyari 3200 yung isa stick, and then you have a 2133, it will clock down to the 2133.
Tsaka wala namang long-term damage yun eh. I mean, if you put it in and it makes the system unstable, you can just pop out the RAM again. So, it doesn't permanently damage your mobo or things like that. So, no harm in trying. Tapos kung gumana naman, then, di ba, parang mas convenient for you kasi yun yung on-hand mo, or yun yung nakuha mong replacement or additional.
Or Ace, for crying out loud, if you look at Anton's PC, mismatch yan ng RAM sticks yan eh. Different brands. Different gigabytes din yan?
Yeah, 4 and 8. So actually, we did a short video, less than a minute na, yan, DDR3 RAM, 2 different brands, 2 different sizes, 2 different speeds. Wala nang problema. It's working.
But it also depends on an incompatibility with the mobo, no? Yeah. So essentially, sometimes you just get lucky. But the best way is don't waste money. Research first if that specific RAM, if those both RAMs are compatible with your mobo. So yes, I think you can mix and match. It's not advisable, but it might work. Just make sure you check the brands before you spend money. Mark Lewis says, "Welcome back, RJ." And
mic off.
Thanks, man.
And Chev Go says, "Sir Rocky, I think what do you call that? That's Rocky the programmer. I'll donate a custom keyboard para hindi tayo awayin nila Sir Anton."
No, gusto ko i-build eh. Gusto ko i-build ko. Pero syempre you're gonna buy it. Pero like magre-recommend ako ng like what I think na you would find.
I would like based on how you know me, and then
Ganun na pala yung mga keyboard. May personality na based on how I know you.
Yun yung kaya yung si Jay, nung gumawa kami basta may ginawa kami video nun, tapos yung napansin ko sa kanya, yung typing niya, it's very hard. Tapos yung, like the way he presses the keys, talaga nililift niya yung finger niya dun sa,
and then down.
Tapos down. Parang
aggressive.
Parang hammer. Whereas ako, nakadikit siya lagi sa keys, tapos pinipindot ko lang siya. So that's why I like yung browns. Kasi like yung merong ewan ko. Tapos siya gusto niya daw blues. Pero feeling ko hindi rin totoo yun eh. Pero ewan ko. Yeah, pero yun, depende yun sa how you type eh. Kaya yun.
Pwede pa research study ang keyboard use and something else. Pero
personality reveals your personality.
Pang profile kung serial killer ka ba? Ano switches niya?
Only crazy people like blues.
Keyboard type and girlfriend happiness.
Profiling. FBI profiling.
Ako medyo I kind of lift, but not yung super like all the way up and all the way down. So I'm kind of like in between, I guess. I don't know.
My fingers are on the was.
Yeah,
on
NK
the was.
creams.
Paisip tuloy ako. Typing style ko.
You need multiple keyboards para matry mo.
Try them out.
In real time.
Keyboard for every situation.
But that's what I did, and a lot of people do. So if you're really still trying to find your go-to switch, you basically buy a few switches of a different kind lang. So that maybe my 1 to 4 is tactile, and then my 5 to 8 is a different brand of tactile.
Okay.
Or my alphas, yung QWERTY ko is all linear. Tapos yung function keys ko are clicky, parang ganun.
Wait, you're saying you can customize your keyboard with different switches?
Yeah, because you can pull them out.
Man,
Yeah.
that is some strange shit. I never thought about that.
Yeah, that's what I did with my first ever.
It's like you're driving a car. Now it switches from manual to automatic. That's how I see it. Parang,
Hindi
the
naman
fuck?
Yung
I
sumisikat pa
get you.
ngayon. Like yung mga sumisikat pa ngayon na na keyboards, mga hot swappable na rin. So like walang commitment
Yes,
at
yeah.
all dun sa switches.
Walang commitment.
As in, hindi kasi kung pag nag-solder ka, ibang level na ng commitment yun eh.
Totoo nga naman.
Yeah,
We
yan,
have a-
pwede mong bunutin.
We have a good question from the chat about RAM. Chocolapi. Hardware Sugar guys, what is your opinion on extremely expensive over-the-top RAM sticks like the TridentZ Neo Royal Golds? Jesus, did we even carry that? Parang we have the Royal, but not
we didn't.
we didn't.
We didn't. Yeah, we have the TridentZ Neo,
Yeah.
but not. Yeah.
So I don't know, RJ, have you had experience with this one?
No, but like all other things, it's really more of bling.
Yeah.
But
Even the packaging itself,
Yeah.
if you take a look, I think.
let me look at it.
Parang jewelry na yung dating, di ba? I mean, parang
Diamond.
yeah, di ba?
Pero yung
It's like
performance, ganun pa rin.
it's a gift.
Oh shit! I'm looking at it now. God, what
Yeah,
the
exactly.
hell, dude? It's like it's okay.
It's like those
Exactly.
cell phones na they put like jewelry and stuff in
Right,
there.
right.
yeah.
Aesthetic lang na medyo. It's not even practical. I mean, di ba? Parang iinit pa yung RAM mo kasi ang daming nang nakadikit doon. I don't know.
They dissipate heat.
The facets of the diamonds, parang dispel.
I bet in real life usage, you'll hardly notice the difference.
I wouldn't.
I
Yeah.
don't think so. Like as a
You
gamer
look good,
and
though.
as a video editor, I don't think you'll notice it unless someone can counter me here in the chat.
No. I mean, it's all bells and whistles, I guess.
I mean, it's really pretty. Here, I'll even show
Pero
it.
to
Here.
be fair, CL14, that's really low. Like, okay na, that's really fast.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
CL14 out of the box.
That's
Okay
true.
na.
But if
Diba,
you're gonna
hindi
buy
siya
something like this or invest in something like this, it better match everything else on your
Yeah.
PC.
Better check your mobo.
Man.
Parang this would be the last
450 pa rin motherboard mo, tapos ganyan. 1660, parang wala, hindi bagay.
Shout out to Revenjan. Thanks for watching. What do you call that?
Sup?
Our
Sup,
chair
Revenjan?
video. Good to know that you bought a new chair without waiting for our video first. Okay, next. Okay, next question is from. I don't know who this is from. Hello, noob question. Nagpop-up. Lagging. Laging nagpop-up yung svchost.exe sa Windows security. Safe. Wait, did this get cut? Wait nga.
Safe bang i-allow yun? Or
Bang
paano-
i-allow yun or paano ma-stop yung pag-pop up? Pop up. Okay. Thanks. Windows security. Well, ano yung tanong? I mean, ano yung warning
It's
ni
what-
security?
Yung
The virus
svchost.exe.
thing. The system is claiming it's a virus.
It's flagging. I think Rocky the programmer answered this pretty well on the forum.
Yeah, parang yung ano siya, service host kasi. Ano siya, parang program siya parang service siya within Windows itself. Parang siya yung nag-host or parang sa kanya sumasakay as a vehicle yung mga processes na nagra-run in the program in the background.
So a lot
So,
of different processes use it, di ba? Parang
yeah.
lumalabas as SVC host.
Yeah, so yung RGB controller mo, halimbawa, or actually madami. Like yung kahit yung iTunes, for example, may service siya for some reason eh. Pero yun, as in sobrang daming gumagamit sa kanya. Kaya ang ginagawa ng mga malware, parang ginagaya yung file name niya. So, kunwari svchost.exe din siya. So, yun. Parang madudupe minsan na, okay, service host naman pala to. So,
Normal lang pala yan. Oh.
If it's popping dun sa,
Kung ma-flag sa Defender or in your virus program.
Yeah, kadalasan ang gagawin naman nung Windows Defender, i-quarantine niya agad eh. So like i-block niya execution nun or unless binago niya yung settings yung default settings ng antivirus niya. Pero normally ganun, ilalagay niya sa yung parang quarantine zone nung tapos yun, okay na dapat yun. Pero yun.
You can also try to check kung saan where is that file residing? Para
Yeah, yun din yung sinabi ko eh. Parang
Ano yun?
puntahan niya sa task manager, tapos right click niya, tapos open file location. If it's anywhere else than yung system32 na folder mo, yun, hindi yun. Virus yun. Doon lang manggagaling yun eh.
Delete. Did you guys ever play, sorry, medyo off tangent, yung Doki Literature Club sa Steam? It's available on Steam eh.
Okay.
No, but I've heard of that.
I don't want to spoil it, but it gets really meta. At one point, parang your PC is taken over and you need to delete the game. And really, you have to dive into your Explorer and delete it, but parang it's not letting you. So it gets really meta. But parang it's sort of like that. Like if you have a virus and it's a folder, sometimes ayaw na ma-access yung folder na yun or ayaw ma-delete or something. But yeah, generally, you should try to get rid of it, not run it as soon as possible. In the Doki case, that it was part of the game talaga. It was medyo trippy. I was like,
oh, holy shit, that is kind of cool.
Oh, it was really meta. Basically, it's kind of like a scary game eh. Scary-ish game.
Ang galing nun, Anton. That's the most PC way in that you can admit to having played this game.
Okay.
Bakit?
Parang hindi weeb.
Meta system, etc.
This is actually very clever if you think about it.
May literature
not a
sa
weeb.
title eh. Alam mo naman ako may libro eh.
Actually,
Yeah, literature, yeah.
actually, you know,
Gen ni Apple.
you know when Matrix Reloaded came out, there was a video game, Enter the Matrix. Does everyone remember that? Anyway, basta my Matrix game na third-person shooter na parang Max Payne na may slow-mo. What do you call it? If you wanted to place cheats in that game, pucha, it brings you to a DOS setting. And then, yung command prompt, and you know, even though I have like the cheat code, I couldn't do it. I had to call Anton. And Anton talaga was like, oh yeah, I'm at home with this. You know, this is like what, 10 years, 15 years after DOS na, and you're like, oh yeah, you want to type in this code? You type in it. I was like, damn, you remember that DOS shit? My God.
That's where I started. Well, pre-Windows, yeah. CD slash.
GUIs.
Yeah. And Marvin and I learned that in school. They were still teaching that. Di ba, DOS pa tayo, Marv, nung high school? Like, that was part of class.
They taught us how to code basic.
Damn, dude. You know, I remember when the Dune 2 came out, I needed to actually write down via paper what you would write. Kasi you got so inis when I kept asking you to get it to play. Kasi you would need to diba? And then after that, I was like, I don't understand what that is. So I tried to copy that once on paper, and then I was like, oh my God, it worked! One time, I remember I was thinking, sa hirap, no? Grabe.
Yeah, gamers nowadays don't appreciate DirectX. I mean, there are a lot of things under the hood that make it a lot simpler for games like sound. Dati, edit config.sys pa yan, autoexec.bat, mga ganyan. Now it's all DirectX. Everything works out of the box.
What are you talking about?
May launcher pa, may
Yeah.
What do you mean?
hindi mo na kailangan hanapin yung exe nung
What do you
nung
mean
mismong
sound?
game.
Sorry.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Sound is different from the game?
Before in DOS, it was really, sometimes it would be really hard to get just basic sound, like your Sound Blaster card, your add-on card to work. Like XCOM, when I first installed XCOM, like back in 93, the first 3 hours, walang sound yan. I don't know, I had to monkey around with it somehow to get it, to get sound.
Man, Sound
Yeah,
Blaster. I haven't heard that in a while.
Yeah.
And nakakatawa lang, parang kasi Sir Anton just, parang dinescribe niya yung current situation ng gaming sa Linux. As in, ganun. As in, something won't work, tapos, matutuwa ka na, okay, I'm working on this really cool OS for like 3 hours na.
3 hours, yeah.
To look for this, driver dito sa repository na ito.
Take that here, try that. And,
Yeah. At 2021 na. 2021, ganun pa rin.
What do you call that? Yes, yeah, Marv, what's up?
You know, this is how you know Anton wasn't a mean brother to you. The fact that you didn't encounter your game suddenly asking for a password. Because that's what big brothers did before. They went into the bat files and then they put extra lines to ask for passwords before it proceeds to execute the rest of the launch code.
Holy shit, I didn't know about that.
Parang may hugot Marva.
Oh, pero
Yeah.
Send some...
Shoutout sa brother.
shoutout
Baka hindi
This
alam,
one's for you.
hindi lang alam ni Anton paano maglagay ng password.
I figured it out. Can't keep me from playing theme park.
Ano yan? Theme park. What do you call that? We have some questions from the chat. See, Gringo5. Best but cheap PC for video editing and photo editing. Ako, I would go with a Ryzen 5 3600 and a 1650. Is that still a good graphics card nowadays? 1650. Yeah, I think that would cost like 40,000, 45 total.
Like the 3600 is around 11,600, around 15K or so for the 1650. And you want 32 gigabytes of RAM if you're doing like serious editing.
So how much
yeah,
that?
maybe
35, 40.
Di naman, mga 40 to 50 maybe. You also want like an SSD.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, next is what do you call it? Just some questions from the chat.
Just to jump back in. I do my editing on a 12 gigabyte Frankenstein system. So 16 gigabytes will also serve you well enough, kahit even for slightly heavy editing. Wag lang 4K. I mean, I don't edit naman 4K.
Actually, and all the Hardware Sugar videos are practically in 1080. Like all mine are 1080p.
Yeah. Rocky the programmer also doesn't like shooting in 4. I think you mentioned, Rock, na even Linus doesn't shoot in 4K anymore.
He doesn't? Why not?
Yeah, kasi 16K na yata yung gamit nila or 8K.
Okay.
What do you mean?
I thought there was some technical thing. Oh no, 4K is inferior. Kasi nag-level up na sila.
Yeah.
Well, wala 1080p na nga tayo eh.
Yeah, pero I'm gonna add lang, no. Yung hindi lang basta sa resolution eh. Yung yung plugins na gagamitin mo. Like kasi if you're saying na you're editing, so I'm guessing naka Premiere Pro ka or DaVinci. So yung mga effects and transitions mo, they won't be handmade naman, 'di ba? Like let's admit it. Magda-download ka talaga ng mga pre-made na transitions. And yung iba doon, grabe yung requirements na kailangan nila. Kahit dun sa rig ni Ren ngayon, may parang glitch effect kami na ginamit. Tapos nung i-render na sana namin, 3 hours yung rendering time niya for that 4-minute or parang hindi nga 4 minutes, parang ilang seconds lang. 3 hours yung yung rendering time. So, yun.
Wow, and imagine if you had to redo that render for that video.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Wow.
Hindi namin tinuloy. Parang iba na lang. Ibang effect na lang. Pero yun, that's one thing to consider din. Like, even at 1080p, yung ibang plugins ngayon, ayun, medyo malaki na rin yung requirements.
Holy shit, now I want to try that to see if my PC can do it.
EL.
Oh.
Ano ba yung 2700 ba? 2700X?
My
Yeah,
CPU?
it's a 2080 Super.
No, yung
At
CPU.
3700X.
Okay. Yung kay Ren kasi 2700 eh. Yun, nag 3 hours siya doon.
Ooh.
Alrighty.
So, heavy.
Next question is from Lorenzo Rebancos. Hello po. Ayos lang po ang po ba kahit YGT 750 ATX yung PSU sa F2 motherboard at 730 GPU AMD 7800. Ayos lang po ba? Wala naman pong masisirang component. Anyway, compatibility problem. YGT 750 ATX. Is this a case? ATX case?
No, it's a brand of PC PSU. That
PSU.
I only discovered
PSU.
today.
Yeah,
You just Googled it. Bilis mo, Marv.
Actually, I included this question kasi I'm not too familiar with YGT, so I was wondering if anybody in the audience or the panel has any experience with it. But medyo shading into generic siya, di ba? I mean, it's definitely not top tier.
Yeah, and kung di ba we were saying nga kanina kung like mag-splurge ka do sa RAM.
Holy shit,
Dapat
dude.
mag-splurge ka dapat sa PSU eh.
PSU.
Gamitin mo na lang sa PSU.
Oh,
Yeah.
you can't ever overbuy a PSU.
Pero
Yeah.
guys, because sa Shopee, you know how much this PSU is? 750 watts. It's 500
750 watts.
pesos.
Oh my God.
I could see why the attraction. I could, pero you know what? It looks like ano yan. Naalala mo yung ano yan? Yung graphics card dati na Voodoo brand, like 1995. Eto, tingnan mo to.
Yes.
Parang siyang Voodoo, oh. Ano yan yung design? Yung design parang siyang
Yeah,
Voodoo
yung Voodoo
old
nung
school.
1998.
Oh, yan, oh. It's
yeah.
so
Old school.
retro. But ano yan? But
So-
medyo mahirap to beat the 500 peso price din eh. But at the same time, baka
Balik.
masunog yung buong PC mo. Yun ang problema dyan.
The bomb has been planted.
Yeah, the bomb has
has
been planted.
CS.
Yung problema lang,
delikado yan.
hindi mo alam yung timer. Like, it could be a very long timer. Or hell, baka it might outlive your PC. But parang ano yan, that's even worse than Russian roulette.
I mean, siguro for office PCs, I mean, I thought, generic PSUs are generally a bad idea. But for office PCs, I'm medyo willing pa na, kaya naman sa office PC, but anything other than that, parang...
Pero
that's
bakit office PC? Imagine if it fries the hard drive.
Actually, office PCs, parang they're not really, demanding. Like our
Light
office
loads.
PCs. Yeah, diba? Parang very minimal usage lang naman. And like office PCs in St. Anthony or other offices, 10 years na yung mga yan, generic PSUs, buhay pa naman.
I remember playing the first Dota 1.
Oh,
What the hell? You mean
Yeah,
Dota 1?
yeah.
Dota 1 is Warcraft 3, dude.
Yeah, but even if it was that, I would say that's even more intensive, I guess. But those net cafes were just running generic PSUs.
Nakita mo? Like,
Yeah.
how did you see? Like, kasi transparent yung case? Or how did you see that they're PSUs inside?
Oh, at that time, uso pa yung
yung open?
tatanggalin yung side panel kasi ang init eh.
Init.
Diba?
Open talaga. Open case. Yun yung
It's
open
horrible.
Actually, at that time, cool ka nga kung ginawa mo yun. Oh shit, nagbubukas siya. Seryoso.
Oh.
Tsaka sa mga LAN cafe, puro Yossi yan, di ba? So, ang dumi na sa loob.
Oh man. Yeah,
Wild.
grabe yan. Pero
Oh,
eye-opener pa ako sa generic power supply, Medyo...
But no, I agree with you na you really can't play with a PSU. If you can, do invest on that first.
Yeah.
I think I've said my example so many times na yung my one old PSU died down naturally. It didn't break any other parts in the PC. So I ran to the nearest PC shop and then bought a low-end one. It was branded, but it was the lowest tier. And after a year, it popped.
Wait, what?
And
When you say pop, you really just hear it pop talaga? Or...
yeah, I heard a pop and then a burning smell. So when I opened my PC, it fried the motherboard, specifically the PCIe slot. So I couldn't use the motherboard was running, but it wouldn't detect any slot of the video cards. Thankfully,
that diba, for gaming. I mean, you need the PCIe slots.
yeah. And I felt bad because it has 4. So
Wala talaga.
it didn't work na at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, invest in the PSU.
Yeah, kasi 500 pesos to, di ba? And then 730 price range ito sa Lazada right now is around 4,000 to 5,000. So parang if it kills your GPU because then you're out 5,000 pesos kaagad. So masakit pa rin sa bulsa eh. Even if you say low end yung parts mo, it's going to be painful to replace the other parts pa rin.
Right.
So medyo sugal talaga yung YGT. But I mean, for office computers, I'm like, pwede na. But and for anything else, medyo the bomb has been planted talaga yan.
Like, if you look at the reviews, mataas yung reviews. But like,
I saw the stars when you showed it on screen.
and then there are a lot of people who reviewed that. Like, and then the things are saying, "Thank you po, gumana." And I'm like, how long will that gumana? Or na-deliver na 5 stars. Man.
Nothing about their performance.
Wala. Yun ang problema. Oh, wait. Teka lang. Wait, I just wanna see. Uy, astig to, May there's when you open the box, ito, I think, may certificate pa, na of security or something.
Oh, legit.
Oh, legit siya.
Oo.
Certificate of secure siya na malakas.
YGT.
YGT. All right, eye opener. Next question. Okay. Hi, is it true that when upgrading my RAM, there are only certain brands or modules that my motherboard or CPU supports? RAMs found on their website. Thanks.
Yes.
Oh, sige. Take away,
Yes,
Marv.
next
Hindi pala. Not responsive. True. Kasi true or false eh. True.
Anybody wanna do what the QVL qualified vendor list is?
So yung sagot ko sa kanya, yun nga, parang he's referring to the QVL, di ba? Yun lang yung yun yung list nung mga RAM na na-test nung manufacturer nung motherboard na yun na magwo-work well with the advertised speed nung XMP. So, tinest nila, hindi natin alam kung ano yung testing methodology nila. Pero na-test daw nila, tapos nag-work. So, yun nga, parang...
Gumana!
Yeah, gumana. And like, yun, stable yung, yung overclock. Yung ko lang dun is, sinasabi niya kasi meron lang daw para mga compatible or like pwedeng mag-work, di ba? That's not true though. Kasi, as you can imagine, bawa B450, after nung B450 ma-release, marami rin na-release ng mga, di ba? Mga RAM.
Tas, di na ina-update yun eh, usually.
Yeah, they don't update that list.
It's like a snapshot in time.
Yeah, they can only test so many RAM sticks bago sila mag-move on, diba? So, yun, parang ako, yung sa akin, yung Astra ko, tapos yung Corsair na RAM ko, binili ko siya knowing na wala yun sa QVL. Pero ang ganda kasi nung itsura ng Corsair Vengeance. So,
I second that Corsair Vengeance.
Inisip ko na lang na
Trident Royal or something eh.
Hindi, Corsair Vengeance pa rin. Hindi, pero anyway, yun. Inisip ko na lang na I'll deal with it after. Pero yun, okay naman. Tapos ako pa naka-overclock pa to. And wala yun sa QVL. So, yun. Pero yun nga, in the end, we're still going to recommend na, yun nga, stick with the QVL. Kasi doon, 100%, kumbaga may guarantee na test na yun. Parang hindi ka na masyadong mag-gamble.
Also helps in warranty.
Pero yun nga, mag-gamble ka pa rin talaga.
Yeah, warranty.
Yeah,
we have a question from John Jeb. Good evening, Hardware Sugar. How do you usually solve RGB sync issues? Video card not able to sync with my mobo or RAM. Different brand si mobo sa video card kasi. Peace to all non-RGB fans out there. Like, I think you're going to have to... I think...
Yeah,
wala,
that's it already.
That's it, right?
You need the same software
Oo.
for a lot of the brands. Yeah, if let's say
And it's the
MSI
it's the
is,
mobo, diba? It's the mobo that's controlling. For the most part.
Usually.
Sometimes sometimes, let's say mine's Mystic Light for my motherboard.
Your
And
MSI. MSI, Mystic
Yeah,
Light. Your
right.
motherboard's
So-
MSI. Okay.
Right. So yun, it's not gonna sync with my power caller video card. Power caller has its own software or syncing program. So I think you are tied to that if that's what you're looking for.
But then, like, sometimes I'm very surprised at what actually syncs. Like, my Corsair keyboard, it syncs with my motherboard and my graphics card. And my motherboard is, ano to? It's not ASUS.
It's
MSI! It's MSI, oo. So, nakakagulat minsan eh. Na, kasi,
Peripherals, pwede.
peripherals, oo, pwede.
Nice.
My RAM is Corsair Vengeance, but it's able to sync with Mystic Light. Because at one point I needed to review some MSI product. I forget. It might have been the monitor. Kasi I forget. Basta, I had to. Wait, Dragon Center is not Mystic Light, no? Or
That's
it is?
MSI also.
Oh yeah, exactly. I was using Dragon Center for something. But yeah, sometimes it surprises you what works. But then if it doesn't like automatically work by itself, then you're looking at, talagang hardware issues talaga. They just won't work talaga altogether. Or you know what? You can just be like me and not care if you see the RGB at all. Oh, look, malinis ang minimalist style.
I would flip that.
Hindi.
Hindi ko ma-PTS na
Hindi.
I'm looking at the side panel.
They clean. Para siyang ano yan, it's like a modern, parang artwork siya. You know those paintings na yun, yung modern
Like
artworks.
Nag-TG side panel ka pa eh, no? Parang hindi naman.
Daming galit sa akin. Daming galit sa YouTube sa PC ko.
What case is that?
This is H700 NZXT. Actually, it has a glass panel. It's just on the opposite side.
I know.
Yeah.
Lagyan mo naman ng hardware sugar logo or something, di ba?
Kailangan mo ng Raven.
Our sponsors.
Diba I mentioned that.
All right, next question.
Just to last on the RGB syncing, there are some brands that are kind of they sync with a lot of other brands. The Gigabyte will work with the MSI Mystic Light, their Fusion. Sometimes Asus Aura Sync, also like a Gigabyte card, will work with Aura Sync. So Deepcool's products work across the board with those guys. With the ASRock, what does ASRock call their RGB program? Polychrome.
Polychrome. Yeah.
So parang actually it is a big challenge when you're designing a build and then you're using different brands na how to get all of that. I mean, it's a common problem. And it is a big headache trying to get it all to sync up. There are some brands that are kind of agnostic and try to work well with everybody. But yeah, sometimes you just end up in a situation where like Corsair usually gusto niya Corsair lang, although as Rocky mentioned, paminsan it works with others. NZXT also, grabe yun. Gusto niya CAM, yung CAM software nila. It can be a big headache trying to get all of your RGB to sync up. So don't feel bad. I mean, talagang ganun talaga siya. Mahirap yung ecosystem ngayon. Everybody wants RGB, but everybody wants to lock the consumer into their ecosystem. So parang, parang dapat, dito ka lang sa amin. So,
you know what?
Talaga.
You know what? Inspired ako sa statement ni Marvin 2 months ago. Yung origin ng RGB. And then after Marvin got mad at the cases and stuff. I was thinking of making a YouTube video on sino yung gumawa ng unang RGB. Hindi yung ilaw-ilaw. Like talagang RGB switching. Does anyone know the history? Like what brand, what company did it first?
I think they were modders. Like before they were official, the brands were coming out with like easy RGB. The modders were already putting in LEDs and things like that.
Okay, so it was individual people who were like, Okay.
Who started it,
Who started
back
it?
in the day? I think, 'cause I never modded like
See,
that.
I was interested in
RJ.
that.
Yeah.
Ikaw, RJ, ano yun? When was, ano yun? Would you remember? Like, yung RGB na, kailan yung nag-sync?
I really can't tell.
Probably
Like-
just sort of like blossomed naturally
was-
into the world. And I don't know who... Like for instance, Half-Life.
Who's to blame?
We know who made Half-Life. We know who made CS. But then now, RGB is so like, it's already in here. But we don't know where it came from. Probably just plopped down. And like, oh yeah, I'm making you a PC. Oh, we can do this now. Oh yeah, wow, okay. But walang copyright eh. Like, sino yung inventor nitong RGB? Like, am I the only one fascinated by this question?
No, I do agree with Anton that it started more of an underground thing. That's what really also interested me into getting into custom PCs. It was more of modding, so it didn't start from LEDs. It's more of like people modding their cables.
Yeah, but where did those mods show up in? What forums? May Reddit na ba dati? Like in
No,
2005
I mean,
or
maybe
what
like
was it?
Tom's Hardware or
Shit.
Tweet
Oo nga,
down,
Tom's Hardware Forum.
Overclock.net, really old stuff. Yeah,
Extreme.
you have to, exactly. you have to buy the LEDs individually or a pack, and then you have to solder them.
Series. Yeah.
And then it kind of went on from there. And now let's say brands like Doki, I think they started producing RGBs na rin. But the first one, I can't tell.
So yeah, like, well, my final say on it is, we know that Dota was made by Ice Frog. Hell, does everyone know? Everyone knows that, right?
Yes.
Okay, fine.
Hindi lang
alright.
siya. Hindi lang
Ah,
siya.
hindi lang
Si
siya?
Ginsu din.
Sino?
Don't forget about Ginsu.
Give
Ginsu?
credit.
Kasi usually, ano yun sa Warcraft 3, when you were launching ano yun, Dota from Warcraft 3, the
Yeah,
new
it's
patch, the latest patch always has a cover photo, like this grand photo, tapos ano yun, updated by, and then I always remember seeing Ice Frog.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Major underground poster boy. Diba Steam got him?
Yeah.
Yeah, tapos hanggang
Yeah,
ngayon,
for
hindi pa
Dota
rin
2.
natin siya kilala.
We don't,
Yes.
anonymous pa rin siya?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gamer tag pa rin siya.
Wow.
Anonymous pa rin siya.
Alright, next question from Jariel Lubregas. Good afternoon po. Gusto ko po sana mag-upgrade ng processor. Anong recommendation niyo po? Ito pa pala specs. Salamat po sa tulong. Intel G4 560 7th Gen 3.5 GHz processor. MSI
100 pieces.
H1... Oh nga, what is 100 pieces? MSI H110M Mobo 1151 socket board. And then ito, 8GB DDR4 2400 MHz single stick crucial memory, GTX 1050 Ti, and 500GB HDD. My gosh, get an SSD.
I like how this is a price list. Obviously, parang 100 pieces, tapos yung Windows may kasamang games. Parang it was really like ripped off from the...
You're right, with Windows 10 OS and games.
Yeah, with games. So may
Holy
naka-pre-code. So medyo, this is not from us, guys. This build is not...
Galing marketplace.
Diba? Parang ano na eh. Although, I included this kasi if you really want to upgrade the processor, kasi kung games yung habol mo, maybe you should just get a better graphics card. Yun nga, it really depends on what you want to do. Although, to be fair, Jariel specifically mentioned na gusto niya upgrade yung CPU. The nice thing about this one is the 1151 is very common as a socket. So there are a lot of possible CPUs. You can stick with the 7th Gen Kaby Lake na i3 or i5, or I think 8th Gen is also 1151. I'd have to check, but parang 1151 din yung next generation ng Intel.
Kahit i9, I'm looking at the list right now for 1151 sockets. Hanggang i9.
i9 8th Gen?
9th Gen ba? 990T.
Up to 9. Oh.
Tama diba? That's 9th Gen.
Yeah, so the 1151 was in use for a while. So you have a lot of options kung CPU talaga yung gusto mo.
There.
See, ano yan?
I'm sorry. We want to jump in with...
See, Gentleman Parrot has a follow-up statement regarding the RGB. He said that it might have been Alienware which started it, but others claim it's Corsair. See, ano yun? Rumor mill na. And
Pero baka sabay-sabay sila na, may bagong trend nito. Parang,
baka nga. See,
Well, R&D
Gentleman
nga
Parrot
tayo.
is asking us, anyone tried RGBing a Mac?
Yung MacBoy dyan.
yung Mac na, like yung Mac machine or like
Mac
Yung
machine?
Mac
Yung,
key-
yung parang cheese grater.
I guess any keyboard, Mac or MacBook.
I think maybe he meant the cheese grater. You know,
Yeah, kasi meron pa rin yung motherboard nun. I don't know kung may headers na exposed eh. I don't know.
Kung gusto mo lang, you can use yung may physical controller. Gusto mo lang talaga na may ilaw.
Actually,
the
only, I think, if you really want to RGB a Mac, kasi usually right now, I know the new Mac, I want to say MacBook, but no, I mean, the Mac is the parang monitor all-in-one now, diba? If you want to RGB that, just get a Philips Hue light bar. Ayan. Diba? Lagay mo na sa likod ng monitor. Like what I have right now. Yan, RGB na yan. I mean,
pero parang that kind of goes against yung philosophy ng
Apple.
Right. Clean, sleek.
Sleek, tsaka minimalist, whatever.
Gawin mong red and white or ano bang Apple themed RGB.
Lagyan mo ng RGB plus 20 FPS.
Yeah, white and gray.
Easy. Plus 20, easy.
Pang gaming na yung Mac.
Next question.
Before we go to the next question, si Kaiser 17XD, may caveat lang siya na, 1151 works, has a lot of processors, pero some processors don't support all motherboards. So, I guess, tingnan yung QBL for this specific motherboard.
Even though it's 1151 socket, not all 1151s.
Parang depende kung anong generation ng motherboard. I guess parang yung sa 2600 to 3600, diba? You needed the firmware upgrade for socket.
Yeah. Or even sa AMD ngayon, the B550 won't support the 300G Ryzen, even though they're both AM4. Yeah, so may mga complications like that. Thanks, Kaiser. Good to see you in the chat. Sorry, I do remember the Alienware. Yes, because Gentleman Parrot brought it up. But I remember...
What? You remember Alienware having an RGB?
No, I remember thinking, kasi parang they green and black yung color scheme nila. So I would remember seeing them in a computer gaming world or something and thinking, ganda nga nito. Parang very...
Good times ng computer gaming world, man. Yeah. Those magazines. Shit, what do you call that? How much were... they were like 600 to 800 pesos in an edition,
mahal. Dito. I mean, if you're trying to get them here, mahal.
Pero worth it dati. Yung mga demos noon. Parang 48 na demos dun sa...
Yeah, and that CD. Yeah, and that CD. Oo. EGM.
May duplo na demo, tapos maganda, tapos wala, level 1 lang. Then mabibitin ka eh. Then you have to buy the game or...
Yung Splinter Cell, parang alam ko 2 levels yun eh, or 3.
You can change.
Doon ako nag-start loving stealth games. Yung demo CD nung Splinter Cell. Chaos Theory. Yun talaga. That was so good.
Red versus Blue got popular because they were inserted into a completely brand new world.
They were included.
Yeah, they were included in a CD. That's how they launched off talaga. All right.
Iba na yung distribution network ngayon eh. Puro internet na, all digital.
Okay. See, next question is from Anonymous. Hi, my PC boots up with 1 stick of RAM, but doesn't boot with dual channel. I tested every slot using 1 stick and everything works fine. However, when I use dual channel, it doesn't boot up and easy debug says CPU not detected. I tried both A1B1 and A2B2.
Did this guy say what brand yung motherboard niya?
Ito lang yung details.
I came across something na parang for some Asus motherboards, you have to do a specific process. Insert one stick, turn on XMP, then it will allow you to insert the second stick.
Talaga?
It was so weird. I thought I'd mention it.
Wow, it's so elaborate.
Grabe yun, ah.
Oh.
Then, ako rin, sinagot ko rin tong question na to eh. Parang yung nakita ko naman, yung ibang alam ko parang gigabyte yata yung niya, motherboard niya or something, or ewan ko. Yung iba parang daw, if you accidentally bent yung CPU pins mo, or like may specific pin ka doon na like siguro yun yung naglilink doon sa RAM, yan yung symptom nun na hindi mag-work yung dual channel. Kasi sabi niya yata parang nagwo-work with kapag isa lang. Only when dual channel. Kasi ang weird no yun nga yung CPU na debug light. So parang nakita niya yung error within dun sa instructions ng CPU. So ayun. Pwede rin daw na over-tighten mo yung cooler mo if meron kang siguro sinigipan mo masyado yung cooler. If like may too much pressure dun, siguro currently nabebend yung pin. So yun yung sagot ko sa kanya na that's something na he could check out.
Actually, that's true. My first, I guess, month or weeks of having my first ever all-in-one cooler, the liquid cooler, ang dami kong issues sa boot up. And I think it really does involve with the over-tightening. It was me trying to get used to having one parang liquid cooler. Kasi when I do test the same specs or build with going back to my fan, yung stock fan, no problem, no issues naman siya.
Anong issues, RJ? Like BSOD, slowdown?
No boot up. Talagang
no boot up talaga?
Blank screen, yeah, it won't turn on. Simple things like that. Or parang nag-on siya pero hindi tumutuloy yung
Hindi nagpo-post?
Hindi nagpo-post.
Talaga? And that was just from a basic over-tightening AIO?
Right. Over-tightening.
Wow.
Pero I mean, I wonder how much tight is over
too much.
Yeah, also. It's true also.
Kasi 'di ba, yung AMD 'di ba, yung before they did whole screw thing, it was that latch thing na parang kala mo mabasag na yung mobo.
You gotta slam it in there na.
But yeah, I mean, it has nothing. It's not connecting. How do I say this? It's really just a cooler naman eh. So, ako kasi sobrang excited.
Yeah.
And then after having those issues, sige na nga, tignan ko yung manual.
Wow! Nakalagay dyan sa manual? Over-tightening?
Yeah. Gift ko eh. Christmas gift. So I was like, ooh.
Let's do this. Yeah.
So basically, if there are 4 corners, yung hindi ko ginawa is tightening both the 2 opposing corners at the same time. So what I did was one corner and then another. So at some point, one corner siguro was tighter than the rest.
Teka,
wow.
Kens. Teka, RJ. Is that an S21 Ultra?
No. No 20. No
Huh?
20 plus.
No 20. Okay, I was just like, teka, bakit ano yan? Bakit 5 din yan the last note.
Yeah.
Ay, nako, Samsung. When are you gonna send us cell phones? I like reviewing the cell phones. All right.
You flip.
All right. Sonny, are we good to go with audio dual channel guy? Over tightening? AIO?
Pwede.
Right.
I think Marvin and Rocky the Programmer are pretty much. I mean, I can't think of anything that would address that.
Sabi ni Crixton, what if I got Ryzen 3 3200G and 2x4GB RAM DDR4 266 MHz and 320 mobo? Should I buy a graphics card or much better na to upgrade my mobo than processor and buy GPU? Depends on what you want to do. If you're a gamer, buy GPU. A graphics card. Oh, A320M. It's kind of old.
I agree. If you're a gamer, that's still a good base bench, and then you get maybe a 1650, 1660, and that'll serve you for a long time pa. I mean, it's pretty good.
See, RJ would recommend that video card and better RAM. No, you can't do better RAM because you're forced to conform to the A320M motherboard, no? Whatever
Yeah.
the highest RAM is.
You can do 2x8.
That's true.
I think two DIMM slots lang si A320 siguro eh.
2x8 tapos ano yun? Different brand? Pwede ba yan? Pwede ba yan?
Well, definitely for gaming, GPU and then CPU. Kasi, yeah, A320 actually can go very far, especially if you don't overclock.
Oi, what do you call that? Sorry, let me call out someone in the chat. Top-down tech. Haha, asa pa sa Samsung. They don't even notice us who review phones. Oh, that's not it. That's good to know. I thought we were doing something wrong. It's hard pala to get phones from Samsung. Okay, I gotcha. Thank you.
Oppo daw.
Fanboy si Raf Samsung. Ox lang. Especially with the S21 Ultra. Yeah. Pero may iPad din ako. So, parang tablets. Apple pa rin eh. Especially since with the new M1 processor. But I used to be an iPhone user and an Android user. And then iPhone and then Android. So, I know both worlds na. And for cell phones, I'd pick the Android. You can do so much stuff and then wala masyadong problema sa transferring of files. Sorry, I got triggered eh.
Relax lang. No.
Wait, teka lang. Tama si Papa Kimchi. Pangat nga yung Exynos processor. Tama. Dapat na pero just so you know may nagbabenta ng Snapdragon na na Samsung phone sa Ayala Albang Town Center. Don't tell anyone.
that Exynos and the
chip?
what do you call that? Parang nag-iba na dati before, you wanted the Exynos chip. Now, yung latest versions, there are people complaining that you're selling it at the same price pero mas inferior na yung isang I was surprised when nag-swap.
Based on your region.
Yeah.
Totoo nga. And the weird thing about the Exynos chip is the one made by Samsung mismo. And so parang it's like Samsung saying that you don't want to use what we made, Parang, huh? Oh. Sabi ni Casey Bolios?
Top Casey.
Si Sir RJ, barista ba yung other hobby niya or may from home coffee services? Hihi.
Napansin, ha? Oh.
Napansin. Oh no, this is actually I just moved in with my girlfriend, so this is really her baby. But I do brew coffee daily and have been learning, pero hindi pa barista levels.
All right, next question. Sorry, did we answer Crixton?
Yes,
graphics card.
GPU.
Yeah, graphics card if he's a gamer.
And just on the G series, the new 5000 Gs are coming out, but they're a bit expensive. But they're supposed to be super good. Like I think the 5700G or something, parang katapat niya yung. Basta parang katapat na niya na yung medyo mid-level graphics cards or something. So we're interested. We're gonna be getting some soon, and we're excited to try it out in the shop. Kung gaano ba ka bilis. Actually, I'm tempted to give one to Rocky the Programmer, and then tagalin mo na yung 3070 more up. Let's see kung gaano kaganda yung 5700G.
Yeah. I'll keep your 3070 safe. Para hindi maluma.
Wait, what? I didn't catch that. But what am I receiving? Ano yun?
I'll slack it to you.
Okay.
What do you call that? Next question is from Christian Pere. Having high-end monitor will affect destroy your monitor? Question mark. Having high-end monitor will affect or destroy your monitor? Like having 240 FPS monitor and GPU of Palit 1050 Ti? Sorry, what's your question, Anton?
No, I think he meant like I have a very high-end monitor versus a medyo mid-range graphics card or vice versa. I'm not too sure what he meant.
Having high-end monitor will affect or destroy your monitor. Like having
Alam mo,
240
GPU.
FPS monitor. Yeah, okay, I get it. Based on the last sentence, no? It's ano yan?
Yeah.
Like super fast monitor versus a slow graphics card. I don't think it will destroy the monitor. You just won't get your money out of the monitor. Diba?
It also depends. Like if it's just the difference is FPS or hertz. So let's say if he upgraded from a 1080p 60 FPS or 60 hertz monitor and then went to 240, it just basically increased the ceiling of how much FPS you can get.
But he's asking if kung masisira talaga yung monitor, like will it physically be damaged?
No.
No,
I mean, I think he's talking about the graphics
Yeah,
card.
kung yung graphics card yung masisira.
Yung graphics card. Are you sure? Kasi nakalagay dito, destroy your monitor eh.
Based on the sentence structure of the second sentence, I'm assuming
Oh
na
my God.
yung GPU is the second monitor.
Yeah.
Hindi na judge.
But to answer also, no, your GPU will be fine. Actually, either permutation, both devices will be fine. Hindi wala naman masisira.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, bottleneck lang.
Yeah,
Yeah,
super bottleneck with 240 FPS and 1050 Ti. To answer top-down text question, saw my video on the creaking chair. I haven't actually tried putting WD-40. Parang ano yan? Parang the creaks are coming out from inside. So it's not something that I know where to place WD-40. It's not very clearly apparent which is making it. Actually, that's why Anton doesn't like that chair. He thinks it's cheap kasi it feels like plastic. But it feels good and I like it altogether. Yeah, that chair. It creaks a little, but to be honest, parang it creaks everywhere. It creaks dun sa armrests, creaks dun when you recline. So parang at least in WD-40, you should know where to put it. Ako, parang the whole thing creaks
over.
eh. Yeah, all over. So
over.
parang you're on a WD-40 the whole chair eh.
Ano na, no? May loose lang na screws. Kasi yun din yung ano eh. Kapag ka loose yung screws.
Parang ano yun, my
magkiklik talaga.
but the chair kasi has been like that for like forever. So it's been a loose screw. I would have collapsed na a long time ago. I used to lean on that every day. So I don't know. But the magic is it's still alive and you can still lean back. Okay. Next question is from Online Sai. Any brand suggestions, sir, for AVR, UPS, power surge? Thanks, po. More power in your shop. I like how he said AVR, UPS, power surge.
I put this question kasi this is a common question, but I have no answer kasi di naman ako like I don't have any particular brand for UPS or AVR. So I was wondering if you guys have any like go-tos.
I actually do, but let me pull it up first. Kayo, you guys first.
I've only used APC
APC, yeah.
most of my purchases. APC.
Or UPS.
I tried one brand before. Forgot na nga anong brand. Like half the price for the same specs, pero
ProLink.
hindi, forgot na eh.
May cyber, di ba? Something cyber power ba? Or
For UPS.
yeah, for UPS.
But
Cyber something.
basically, it died on me in 2 years, so I went back to APC.
APC. So, but APC has been reliable for you for UPS.
Yeah.
Did you RJ? Did you choose one that has a true sine wave something? Di ba parang that's the thing with UPS.
Yeah.
Simulated sine wave versus true sine wave. They keep warning about that, but I've
But-
never had to
So
test it.
I didn't really consider that in my purchase requirements.
It's hard to find that. I mean, the manufacturers don't automatically put kung true or simulated or pure sine wave. So parang medyo magulo eh. It's hard to find.
But
Easy lang yata, yun nakita ko nagsasabi.
Na nagdi-disclose talaga.
I mean, do get a branded one if you can. It also again connected to the PSU. It is an investment. I have had 2 hard drives, separate occasions, die down on me because of loss of power from, let's say, a thunderstorm. Ondo yata or Milenio, forgot na. As in, kumindat lang. And then,
Wala na.
Kung inon ko, wala na. So now, yeah, I mean, it sounds simple, pero if you have a power outage, you have like a minute or two to turn everything off. And in a few seconds, off na yan eh, in today's gaming systems. I mean, desktops. You have so much time. And yeah, it will save components. I mean, imagine mo hard drive kung 2 terabyte, 4 terabyte yun with all important documents.
Anton, yung isa mong advertiser, yung kasama yun sa cover niya, yung Acts of God.
Ano mo si ano? Kay Darren yun eh.
Sana mo na lang. Oh, now they know to improve. If they offer that, that's a big, parang...
Parang, I don't know. Well, kasama yung nature. So, dapat kung damage ba...
Not everybody has a pool that they can trip into and drop a cell phone into. So...
Hey man, that's still painful up to now. That phone is dead.
That was a great shot. I'm really sad we didn't get to use it. Sorry, but on the UPS, but you're really supposed to replace the battery every 3 years, diba, or something? Hindi yun, like, you need to pay. Hindi yun kasama sa manufacturer's guarantee or something?
Yung battery?
Oh, like, diba you're supposed to replace it every 3 or so years?
Mag-warn. At least yung enterprise level UPS, nag-warn siya. Change siya. Parang may... That's why...
may lalabas. Oh.
Yeah, yung sa... May friend... Ako na may project kami ng friend ko na may server kami for a thing. Yung brand ng UPS namin, Eton. It's hyper expensive. Tapos yung kasama dun sa... Parang may when you purchase it, yung parang enterprise level kasi siya eh. When you purchase it, kailangan mo ring mag-agree na parang ipa-purchase mo rin yung warranty whatever nila. And kasama dun sa warranty na yun i-replace nila yung
okay. So kumbaga you prepaid for it already. I mean you
subscription na annually mo pero hindi siya yearly pinapalitan. So hindi ko alam kung bakit yearly yung
annual annual yung bayad.
Yeah, hindi na lang bentahan nyo na lang kami ng battery. Pero yun, kailangan din sila din yung magpapalit.
Pero for consumer level, like the APC ones, kasi to be honest, I never used UPS eh. So I have no idea.
Yeah, ako rin.
Yung friend ko was able to buy an old APC. So but the batteries were shot. So he just replaced it with new APC batteries and then it was good to go na rin. So
like off the shelf? You can buy it off the shelf and then ikaw saksak? Okay. Parang cellphone dati, like the Nokia's dati na. Yeah. Okay. Good to know.
I'll just quickly answer Lazy Cable Manager kasi he supported the game stream yesterday. He's asking kung pinatayin yung if my PC crashed. My PC, you know what? No, my PC didn't crash. What crashed was my camera. I was using a camera, and then after that crashed. And then when I tried to switch to my cell phone camera, it sabi ni OBS, yo, you can't switch cameras on the fly. You gotta pick one. So in the end, it decided to just quit on me. And then I was like, huh? So I had to restart my PC altogether kasi ayaw din mag-load sa Warzone. But when I got back on, okay na siya. By the way, so since we're talking about this question about the brand suggestions, I do not recommend this brand. See, the UPS brand is called Secure. And also, it says salamat po afterwards. Okay, but I bought this. They were selling kasi yung AVR ko, as someone pointed out, si Kaiser remembers I don't know if he remembers yeah, that's right, yeah, Kaiser knows exactly what I'm talking about kasi nasira yung Akari AVR ko, which was like what the hell was that, like easily mga 15 years old, like older pa than my chair. Yeah, actually so totoo lang, hindi siya sira. I think nasunog lang yung plug. So if I replace... No, not even the fuse. Yung fuse you can replace, but even the fuse is okay. It was the plug. Nasunog kasi ginagamit ko yung kilowatts, measuring how much kilowatt hours are generated by something. Apparently, those things should be plugged in permanently. So anyway, so if I remove that little metal thing there and replace it, baka pwede, but I don't want to risk it, shit. So yeah, so Kaiser, yes, I switched to a UPS for like 3 days. I bought this brand sa Shopee called Secure. And then I got the 1000 volts kasi, you know, my PC is like what? Ano yung power supply ko? Baka 750 watts lang yan, di ba? So, I was like, okay, game. Then, anyway, it turned on and then, nag-COD ako. The moment you jump out of the airplane sa Warzone, tumutunog yung UPS. And I was like, what the fuck's going on? What's going on? Right? So, So,
the game.
It only when you're about to jump out the airplane. And I re-simulated it. So I freaked out, diba? So I shut down the PC, turned it on again. Walang problema. And then I went back in Warzone. Ayan, when I was gonna jump out, talagang the RTX 2080 Ti just did something to the UPS na parang, wow! Teka lang! Di ko kaya to! Like, so yun yung sinasabi ng UPS. So I was like, shit. So, even though 1000 volts yung nakalagay dito, hindi yan totoo. In fact, I made sure na I plugged my monitor somewhere else. So it was just plugged to the PC talaga. So in the end, I switched my UPS with my dad's AVR that's also Akari. So my leftover Akari na sobrang tanda. So yeah, Akari per life.
Well, to be fair to the UPS, usually it's in VA, and then the VA does not equal the watt. So 1 VA doesn't equal 1 watt. So if you have 750 watts, you don't get 750 VA. I think the usual proportion is 60%. But we did a video on this, and the calculations are there. But if you need a larger capacity UPS, yeah. But then it's also tricky to determine how long it will last kasi it's not linear. Yeah, the drain on the UPS is not linear na, I'm only using 500 watts and you're like, 1000 VA. It's not like it's going to take like 200 VA. Even the UPS manufacturers themselves say na it's very hard to determine how long you will be able to power a certain system. Pero as RJ mentioned, it's not really to run it. It's just to shut it down. Save, shut down. So, those are the two questions palagi sa UPS na how long what VA do I need and how long will it run my system? And yung VA, it's around 60%. So, I forget the exact math, the thing, but you do need a higher capacity UPS compared to the wattage of your PSU. And number two, even then, it's really hard to determine how long it will power your certain system. It's not as simple as just, adding all of the watt consumption. But that sort of hindi rin ganun kahalaga yung tanong na yun eh. Kasi it will give you enough time to save and shut down. That's all you really need from the UPS. And that's all you should really expect from it.
Yung tanong talaga is, can I still play one last game of Warzone?
Can you finish StarCraft 2? Or
can you finish that? I need that extra 15 minutes 15 minutes ko na lang kailangan. But that presupposes that your UPS is also powering your router, no? Kung online siya.
You do that.
Yeah.
You have time to, sorry, my power went out. I have to go now.
Gotta duck out of the meeting.
Next question is from Jihan Ramos. AIO coolers are very reliable except for those non-trusted brands like YGT. YGT ulit? YGT na AIO.
I'm not gonna lie. Tonight's the first time I heard that brand.
Yeah,
me also.
They have PSUs, they have AIOs, right? Like what does this brand not have? Parang sobrang varied nung item list.
I'm looking at the YGT AIO now.
We should do a YGT build. Like everything na pwedeng YGT natin.
Rocky the programmer, you can install it.
Ano YGT X2080 ganun.
Pero but I'm looking. Have you looked at it? I'm looking at it right now. If this was like 7 years ago, this would be an attractive purchase. I mean, it looks really cool. I mean, give the camera time. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, may RGB pa.
May
It looks like a
RG
deep cool.
it
It looks like a deep
it
cool.
looks like a deep cool. Looks like it even has that dial na parang NCXT thing going for it. This is priced at 2,250.
Oh, that's very good for a 360 MRAD RGB AIO.
Oh.
Sarcastic yun, guys, ah. Sobrang mura. Hindi dapat yun. Hindi dapat.
Maganda yung presyo. I'm not saying about the quality, but the price. The price is very good for YGT build na to. Let's do I
mean, like, napaisip ko kasi sinabi ni Rocky na parang 7 years ago, this would be...
dude. Like, it's cool looking.
I guess, yan din yung I mean, we like to poke fun right now. Pero of course, we're speaking from a place where pinagdaanan na rin namin yung cheap parts, etc. And then now we have the luxury and disposable income. Pero for people who have limited budget na parang just wants to get into gaming, I mean, it's a cost-benefit analysis. And when you're at that budget point, when you really have to save on then yeah, if I were in your shoes, I mean, generic PSU, I make sure that I don't get a generic PSU now. But when I was in high school, that was pretty much it. A generic PSU that came with the case, diba? The cardinal sin bomb has been planted thing. Pero whatever, I mean, we poke fun, but at the end of the day, if that's what gets you gaming, that's what gets you your PC experience.
That's true. That's a good point, Marv. Yeah. If it gets you that PC gaming experience, that's what counts.
But the question is, how long?
How long? Yeah.
Sorry. Wow. Okay.
I was like, bibili ka rin ng like in the end, bibilin mo din yung matino. So, nagsayang ka pero
It's a
trade-off. Yeah, I mean,
it's a trade-off. Yeah.
Medyo sugal. Yeah.
Yeah.
At naalala ko yung AIO ni Jay 1 year, di ba?
Yeah.
Nasira?
Yeah. Pump failure after a year.
What does that mean? Like nag-leak or it just wasn't pumping lang naman?
Hindi na nagpapump. Wala na, 0 RPM na daw yung pump.
No. To be clear, hindi yun YGT. I mean, that was even a brand more expensive than YGT.
Yeah.
Pero sabi ni I don't know what his name is. He reviewed kasi one of this AIO works as advertised from 42 to 85 degrees Celsius stock fan to 32 to 65 Celsius degrees.
Yun wala namang problem like
working and it's how long it will last. Okay, yeah, okay, good point.
Yun pa naman like yung pump ng AIO, sobrang dami ng moving parts and ang daming points of failure. So, yun yung tanong. Like, how long na ganun yung performance niya?
Yeah, mag-air cooler ka na lang. Oh, for
that's
that
true.
price,
Cheaper. Yeah, and works.
Quiet.
And less stress na, shit, masisira ba to today, tomorrow?
Yun nga, alam pangit itsura.
But it looks good, It looks good.
I only...
Parang gilid ng motor, ganun.
I only found out pala na yung AIO ko, yung Corsair H100i, I can manually, well, it's a stupid question, but I could manually set it to super high if I wanted to. So I set it to super high. Grabe, ingay pala. Like, wow, parang jet plane. I was like, wow, last time I did this was mining Bitcoin. But if I wanted to put it high,
hindi pa kami naka-AIO ni Marvin so air cooler pa lang kami.
Stock cooler ako ng 2600. So pag nagloko yung yung curve during some startup thingy, biglang sobrang lakas nga din.
Sabi ni Echi Iantec, greetings guys, need help po sa issue ng old desktop namin. Thank you in advance. Problems, no posting, overheating, PSU-related. Probable issues pala. Problem details, may power naman sa system, umilaw naman yung power indicators pero walang display sa monitor. Power button LED will go off katapos ng ilang segundo pagkapindot para i-on ang PC. Umiikot din naman yung mga fans. Medyo may parang whirring sound nga lang. Steps tried.
Sounds like PSU.
Nagpalit ng bagong RAM. Unplugged GPU, pati DVD drive. Wow, DVD drive, man. Nice. Even tried na mag-apply ng bagong thermal paste sa heatsink at CPU. No good.
To be honest, kala ko RAM issue to but he put a new RAM stick. But usually when this kind of thing happens to me, it's always a RAM problem.
Post overheating. But he claims that probable issue overheating. No, but then
But
like PSU it works pero it doesn't post daw. Or that's a problem.
Yeah, based on the details, usually it's the RAM. Pero he tried na daw a new stick.
Well, my experience with the RAM, I don't know why, but remember that time na I couldn't get the T-Force to work? And then after that, you couldn't, well, I don't know, you didn't exert effort to fix it. But I tried putting in the Corsair Vengeance, ayaw din. But it was just working. Then after that, see Gerald, he just put in what? What did he put in?
So he had to get a different RAM from the shop. I think he put in the TridentZ.
I don't think it was a TridentZ. He used what's our other top favorite RAM?
Ano bang stock RAM natin sa shop? I think it's a TridentZ. Ano ba nandun?
Anyway, so in the end, we tried a third brand of RAM, and then that's when it posted. So 2 different brands of RAM, a T-Force, the Corsair Vengeance, which all work, by the way. Ayaw mag-post, but when he put in the third RAM, nag-post ulit. And parang he looked at me kind of weird na parang, HyperX, tama si ATX Addict. Yeah, I think he put in a HyperX Fury RAM stick and then nag-post na. And so now Gerald was looking at me na parang, why am I bothering you? Why am I bothering him? Put in RAM. But I don't know. I had no idea. I tried with reposting the RAM. But at the same time, parang it's weird for me naman to recommend buying another RAM stick. I would just send it to the PC shop and let them try different parts there. But I'm telling you, like, I don't know, for one reason or another, sometimes a different RAM brand might actually help it post. Guys, tulong naman kay Ekchi.
Well, this is just from my perspective, but again, there are so many variables. But one thing is, he said it's an old PC, so it could just be dirty, and it definitely could just be a RAM slot problem more than the RAM stick. Maybe there's just some dirt that gets in the way, so no matter which slot he takes up, and if it's brand new or old.
So this is the part where you say gamitin mo ng pencil eraser.
Pwede rin sa old RAM stick, but then the actual slot, there maybe you can use compressed air to
blow it out.
Right, yeah. And it could just be a lot of other things. What I do recommend for any issue is really unplugging every single part of the PC, even the LEDs ng motherboard, lahat talaga, and then replugging them. And if it still replicates it, or if it still repeats the issue, then that's when you start narrowing down yung parang starting from RAM, starting from PSU. But yeah, if it's a minimal fee lang, bring it to a shop nearby.
Speaking about compressed air, we had someone comment about compressed air. He bought a compressed air can. He claims daw na may lumalabas na liquid galing sa compressed air. Sabi ng brand na normal lang yan. I was like, normal ba yan?
Yeah.
Oh, the
normal yan?
Normal?
Well, I don't, I checked out because he gave the link to the actual can. I don't remember seeing there in the label na, but sorry, Rocket Program, you said the normal na may liquid?
Yeah, kasi yun, di ba, compressed na CO2. Yun yung compressed air eh. So when minsan lalamig siya, magkakaroon talaga ng konting moisture dun sa Hindi ko alam yung physics. Pero yeah, it's very normal. Tapos ang safe naman dun, hindi siya water. Para siyang yung para siyang alcohol basically, na kapag pumunta siya dun sa isang part, mag-evaporate siya almost instantly.
Mm.
Definitely don't use it habang naka-on yung PC mo. And yun, okay lang yun.
I had
Parang yung
no
mga contact
idea.
cleaners. Parang
I
yung
thought there were-
contact cleaners, yun, ganun.
I thought it was like a lot of liquid coming out. Like
Hindi.
leaking
I
out.
don't think naman it was. I don't think it was
Siguro
like
may
spray
parang
gunning
spray
naman.
Naging spray na eh.
Sira na yun.
Pinaprank pala siya. No? Parang lagyan pala ng tubig talaga. Pero yeah, normal lang yun. Pero yun nga, just to be safe, i-wipe down mo na lang. And yun nga, never use it na naka-on yung PC.
The,
Yeah, that's normal.
It's compressed difluoroethane.
Yeah. Okay.
So what does that?
Okay,
What does
yeah.
that mean, Marv?
And then, so it's the refrigerant, so it keeps the thing cold. So you're not supposed to, di ba? Parang some can say that don't
Yeah,
spray
and
it na baliktad,
tsaka don't shake.
don't shake.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. I would. I wouldn't read the instructions. I would shake. Kasi I'm just that kind of guy.
Diba?
Oh, kinda. It's called the air duster. Air duster. Parang walang brand. Oh.
Yung ganun
okay.
ganun din namin yung ginamit namin sa yung sa shop ngayon, pero ubos na.
Is that the one you used for the cleaning video?
Yeah, yun din, sir.
How
Pero
long,
naubos na
how
agad.
long does this last? Like if I use it to clean my keyboard, how many cleanings can I do with this can?
Siguro mga 5 or 6.
Ha? 5 or
it's
6
not
for 180 pesos? Damn.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna call it out right now. For the past like 4 years, I've been hit with ads to get electronic vacuum for keyboards. So it always looked so dodgy, but I'm like, well, I'm curious. It's also very therapeutic to push out them dust from your keyboard.
It is.
Sa custom keyboard, mas madaling mas madaling.
Yan rin.
Kung optical.
Kahit
No,
optical or whatever, basta
You can-
custom.
You can remove everything. The
Custom.
paste.
Yeah, madali lang. Kasi pwede mo tanggalin yung cord from it, tapos tanggalin mo lang yung plate.
Oh.
So, mabilis lang.
Ayun pala, Anton, no? See, it's time to upgrade na.
Dami palang enabler dito.
In fact nga, yan, di ba, Anton, wala
Nakatakot
alam ko, wala kang RGB eh.
Yeah, wala.
Hindi nga kasi promise, yung parang sinabi ko rin doon sa video namin doon, na parang if you've tried it na, iisipin mo na parang siyang yung move from hard disk to SSD. Ganun eh. Ganun na hindi ka na talaga babalik and i-defend mo na yun. Susali ka na ng cults. Ganun siya ka life changing.
Biglang nag-raffle ka na.
Let's see. But I'm really parang natatakot talaga ako sa rabbit hole kasi talagang parang once you dive in there, it's like a whole separate thing and then
Hindi. Promise. Worth it.
Fun
It's
down
worth
here.
it. Yeah. Kilala ko naman kayo, sir eh. Like, I know you can stop yung dive na yun. and just enjoy yung smoothness dun sa fingers.
Up and then continue.
Parang the chat is turning into the Attack of the Body Snatchers broth. They're like saying na be one of us. Sabi ni Kaiser. Well, actually, if you think about it, parang siya Lego Mindstorm. Like, when you're like building with Lego with the keyboard, I guess, some way or another.
we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait, hold on a second. But Marv, what's your take on customized keyboards?
So I took a dip into mechanical keyboards first. So I bought a TechWare Phantom, because it's hot swappable. I'm not impressed with the quality of the keycaps because apparently it's not PCB. It's the what's the
Double shot, ABS double shot.
It's a double shot of it, hindi siya ABS. So it's not kid resistant. It's been cracking all over.
Oh my god.
If you see my keyboard, so every one of those orange ones represent a keycap that has been destroyed.
And you had to buy a set. Where did you buy the extra keys?
I just bought an entire set of ABS double shot. 104 keyboard. So
Jeez.
whenever something gets broken, it's like $500. Pero I did contact Techware sa Facebook, and he was pretty nice in suggesting, etc. And he kept saying na parang it never happened to them before, etc., etc. But it's happened. I don't know. You can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I have never seen a keycap cracked in my entire life ever. I just realized that I did never.
Me too.
You too.
This is my most expensive keyboard to date. I bought it like for $3,000 or something. So I'm quite the kuripot part of me said I paid more for this than all my other keyboards, and it's a little more fragile than the rest. So
damn, dude, that's intense. Now I'm gonna be looking at my keys.
Pero parang RJ, I think you mentioned nga na parang this is just this is not the thing. Mechanical keyboards. It's like
Right.
Yeah.
Rice boy level mechanical keyboard.
Di naman. Pero if you build it, you get to pick out the parts kasi. So the quality, the material, if it's aluminum, if it's polycarbonate.
Yeah.
So
I think yung magandang medium is yung offerings ng GMMK. Where basically if you're kung magsa-start ka, basically yun din yung i-recommend sa'yo eh. Like hot swappable.
GMMK Pro.
Yeah.
It's...
Pero yeah, not the Pro. Kasi mahal yun.
Yeah, nga, medyo.
Kahit yung sa akin yung ice white eh.
I started when I wanted to dive deeper outside of blues. I started with GMMK na yung lang yung part edition. Yeah.
The ATX Addict is asking if it's the GMMK Pro.
Yeah, this one is. And then the one I'm gonna show personally to Anton is this is the KBD fans. This is my end game. So there's like a weight, brass weight in the back. It's polycarbonate, and it has GMK keycaps. So, in terms of quality, GMK is the best you can get na in terms of color accuracy.
Yeah.
And parang yung even the minute details like how even the layouts are. So sometimes if you buy keycaps, hindi naman sila aligned yung letter.
Yung consistency ng per key. Iba yung GMMK sa GMK lang Iba siya.
Ano yung BOW? Sabi ni ITX that Addict is asking BOW, bow?
Black and white. This is white and black. White font or white color on black background.
So RJ, what does that mean now? So you're like, I'm never gonna go buy another keyboard. Like, I'm not gonna buy a Corsair keyboard. I'm not gonna buy a Razer keyboard. Parang wala na. Like, it's sort of like a new. It's
can't go back.
Yeah. You've outgrown it na.
Pre-built yun eh. Pre-built kasi yun. And when you go pre-built, you cut corners, and you won't realize that nga eh. When I was buying Razer left and right, and then when I tried these, I was like, wow, those feel, I guess cheaper in a way.
I wonder nga
hindi
if
hindi OA yung
OA.
Hindi siya OA.
I wonder nga eh. If
ma-perceive mo talaga yung yung biglang bump dun sa quality.
Bump in quality and pressing. Essentially, it's mostly like it's like 90% satisfaction, right? Of just pressing, right?
Yeah,
I mean, come on, right?
Also,
come on.
Tsaka like imagine,
tsaka
imagine like running with with like dress shoes versus ultra boosts. Ganun eh. Parang the first one works. Like running, like as in magja-jogging ka with dress shoes. It works eh. Pero kapag na-try mo na yung na ultra boost, ayan eh, it works pero it's stupid. Na hindi, parang ganun. As in, parang ganun ka yung improvement sa quality of life.
Kaya scary siya. Once you get into it, you can't go back.
So,
like ready to join a cult, man. Look at these guys. They're like, yo, it's the only way to live.
No, you're
Yun
only
nga eh.
saying that, pero pag nakasama na kayo sa amin, wala.
Ano
Yan, ito na rin
Sabi yung comment ni
usapan natin.
ITX, $10 a pop per keycap. Limited release. $500 for one keycap.
Oh my.
Artisan. Actually, artisan na yun. Ano pa yun? Mura pa yun. 500.
Mura pa rin.
Mura pa yung 500 na yun. Artisan.
see, well, actually, you know, this is interesting to know because maybe that's why a number of people they don't really care about the keyboard reviews. I'm thinking, baka maybe the companies are having a hard time selling the expensive keyboards now. I mean, yung mga budget keyboards, madali lang naman kasi, you know, everyone always needs a cheap keyboard. But then, like, yung mga high-end keyboards, why spend that much when you can build your own that's more satisfying? I think that's the problem that ROG might be going through right now.
It's a niche market also. Parang these brands and the fans actually don't want it to
get bigger.
to get into the hands of, let's say, imagine if all these were in Data Blitz. Parang ganun. So,
You won't feel special anymore. Parang ganun.
yun. So, pero medyo 50-50 or there are really two sides until now. Pero GMMK, Glorious, crossed that path and brought it. Parang they're making affordable options of these customizable keyboards.
They're not stopping Data Blitz anymore from selling.
I don't know. Is there? I don't know.
Gray kasi yung sa
market.
Data Blitz yeah.
Gray market.
To answer Phil Lamas' question, what's a good gaming monitor right now? I would really recommend the MSI monitor. RJ, diba, we have the same monitor. What is it called? MSI Optics 322 CQR. Pucha.
Yeah,
There
same.
you go.
Exactly
C2
same.
CQR. Yeah. That's like within the 20 to 25,000 peso range. You don't need to get the 32-inch. You can get like the 27-inch. Yeah, you know, a lot of people might find that super expensive, but like the super expensive is like 40 to like 60,000 pesos. So I think 20 is already 20 to 25,000 peso, which is the MSI monitor series. It's really good. And then you get 165 hertz. Very good. See, Anton, though, doesn't agree that the color quality is as good as the Asus TUF monitors. But magkano ibang mga Asus TUF na yan? Mas mura pa, mas mahal?
Basta that one I reviewed.
VG something.
That's a 27Q1R or something. It's on our channel. That I love the colors of that. Actually, even the ROG Strix now that they sent over na 34-inch ultra wide, maganda siya. Pero yung colors talaga dun sa Asus stuff that 827 something, that was really, I really love those. That was like so good. Like, you watch Mandalorian and you play the games. May pagka oversaturated but I think that's what I like that's pleasing to my eye. Yeah, monitor, but I think it's okay to overspend on a monitor kasi that's really your primary.
You're gonna have that monitor for years. Like, you should always aim to get a monitor that'll last for years.
And
That's what I do recommend.
What's the point of getting a fast GPU if your monitor, you know, can't display the resolution or can't display the hertz? So parang it's the final step. It's like your PC. That's how your PC shows itself to you. You gotta, if you can, like, definitely.
That's deep, dog. That's deep.
I would, yeah, diba? It's the only way to express. And you RGB na yan. It's not talking to you. That's just like random. Like, yeah. But the monitor, I would spend on a good monitor.
Same. Like when friends and family come up to me to build them a PC, I mean, there are so many ways or areas to start from, but I like working backwards. So whatever you're looking at first should be priority. So do you want a wide screen? Do you want an ultra wide screen? Do you want faster frames or more of 4K resolution? Questions.
If for work you need like that color, ano talaga, yung true color or something, like you need a monitor that can display like that kind of gamut.
Mga Dell.
Yeah, Dell.
But actually, it's my first experience with an ultra wide. Masaya pala siya. Like, this is the first time I really get to extended use with an ultra wide. Parang ano siya, okay naman.
Yeah,
Really
but his ultra wide from from Asus is
ROG.
is cap your ROG is it's capped at 144 hertz.
180.
Sorry. 180. Mas mataas pa kasi sa akin.
And
We're at 165.
Lampas 144. I mean, di ba? Parang even lampas maybe 120. It's really diminishing your I mean, how fast ba can your eyes determine?
No. I can see na. I can see. I'm a believer na. You can see 120 upwards. Yeah, you can see the difference.
No, you tried the...
Ako yan din sinasabi ko na nakikita ko na. Pero most likely sa akin, parang ano lang yun, ino-on ko lang yung parang FPS counter para ma-justify ko na okay, 27,000 tong 3060 Ti na to. Yeah. You go to work. I paid for those frames. I'm gonna get those frames. Kaya yun, pag ano ko rin, parang naglalaro kami ni Jay nun. And that's the reason kung ba't niya na-discover na sira na yung ano niya. Kasi nung naglaro kami ng TD2, we were getting 70 frames. For some reason, parang 70 frames. And like, can you take mo yung self mo dun? Nagre-reklamo kami na 70 frames per second lang yung nakukuha namin at maximum settings. Tapos parang naiinis pa kami, ay okay lang ba? Ba't ganun? Ba't parang sobrang bagal na 70 frames kasi at hindi 100?
Hirap.
Mahirap nga yan.
Dahil,
Pero,
lang.
At least he discovered na sira yung EIO niya. Dahil may problema talaga.
Yeah. So yun. Pero yeah. Pero I get it na yan, makukuha mo nga yung 120 to 140 if you kapag matagal mo na nakikita. Yeah.
True. All right, guys. That was the last of our questions already. Anyway, do we have any announcements? Oh, we have an Anton will be live from the shop this Sunday.
Live from the shop this Sunday and Crypto Watch on Monday. Actually, the shop is closed tomorrow on the account of the holiday and Sunday because of our tech staff is on leave just for that day. But we can still process orders and things like that.
Okie dokes. So everyone, thank you for joining our what is this 18th episode already? 17th. And I hope everyone stays safe. To be honest, hindi ko alam kung yung ECQ tomorrow or MECQ is really like a big change because it seems like the same. But sobrang taas ng cases. So everyone stay home, stay safe. And thank you for joining our Pwede Magtanong show. We've been doing it ever since last year. What, November or October ba?
September. I think it was the first.
Oh, shit. So, we're about to be a whole year of Pwede Magtanong.
But this is, as Marvin pointed out, this is the first episode where we're all complete.
Yeah. What do you call that? We should also play a game that's also 5 players. Kasi Left 4 Dead 4 lang.
Left 4 Dead more than 4.
Yeah, the new one.
Yung versus.
This is the one that you guys played? You and Marvin played? 5 players?
That's Back for Blood.
Parang not yung last stand. Pero parang even before, di ba? You could play more than 4 players sa ibang servers. But yung last stand, I don't know if you played it, RJ. I haven't played it yet because I can't figure out how to download the DLC on Steam. It's such a stupid problem. But
no, I definitely played that. Sorry, I thought Back for Blood was for 8 players, but I was talking about Diablo 2 Resurrected pala. So pwede hanggang 8 if you want a more old school.
Alrighty, guys. So thank you for joining us and stay safe and good night.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.